Hello, Americans and other friends and subscribers around the world. We're back again. Something me and Miss Kitty is pondering and been talking about it kind of through the winter and stuff was, I get so many comments and stuff, people asking me, my $50 cabin video, which this one that we're in now, it's not a $50 cabin anymore. But, and I've had people, oh, you can't do that and stuff. So I've been kicking around and pondering how to show you, if you're one of these guys that like to build a $50 cabin, to try to step through and, man, we can do it together. So what I've kind of came up with is I'm going to give you a list of stuff, man. Let's shoot for the springtime. I'm not going to give you the exact date because something that if you were, in town or whatever, like down in the valley, man, I know places down in the valley, as far as like pallets, because we use pallets for the floor. This floor in this cabin actually was not pallets, but I built this floor basically into pallets. I didn't use pallets, but I built this floor like pallets, but that's the way I put it together. So together, if you want to start collecting the stuff, we'll build so that I can prove that we can build a $50 cabin. So we'll start this in the springtime. So that gives us, let's say, what's 3 months? This is almost the 1st of February, March, April, May. So yeah, so let's kind of shoot for around, the first part of May. Obviously here, depending on the weather, and mushroom hunt. Can't mess with mushroom hunt, but we can do the videos and start building it, and we can slap it. Once we have all the stuff, we can slap it together, in a pretty dang short time. So the thing for you to do, if you want to do this along with me, is first is you need to check your, if you're going to do this thing in your backyard as a garden shed or a place to go read books or whatever you want to build this little cabin, or if you have a chunk of property out in the middle of nowhere or whatever, then, you can build you this $50 cabin. So the first thing, number one, that you need to do is you need to check your building codes, because a lot of counties are different. In my county here, we can build a 200 square foot building, but it can't have power, it can't have running water, you can't have a foundation. Yeah, no concrete slab or nothing like that. So what we'll use is rocks and stuff as our, as to keep our pallets and stuff, because we use pallets for floor. So check your building codes to make sure that you can do it, and then figure out if you're going to do a, here I think I'm going to shoot for a 10 by 10, so that's 100 square foot. And I'm going to build it like a cabin, but then I'm going to probably use it for a, I don't know, kitty sewing room, or something, woodshed, something. I need a lot of storage here, so I'm going to build this cabin and then end up using it for something else. So the first thing, you need to start doing is first check your building codes and then start collecting. And like I said, it's probably going to be easier for you if you're closer to town than me, but start collecting pallets. So most pallets, the majority of them, most of the time are about 4 by 4. So do the math, figure out, if you're going to do a 100 square foot one with me, or if you're going to do a bigger one or whatever, then get enough pallets and go over on the amount of pallets you're going to use, because once you have it set up, you're going to have to tear some apart to fill in, the gaps between the boards to make it a floor, because you got gaps, you got a board here and then it's gap, then a board on a pallet, so you need extra pallets to be able to fill those in. And then you want to pick up some extras. What were you going to say?
How do they find the pallets for free?
Oh, yeah, the main reason, like I said, I can go down in the flatlands down here, and I know a couple of places. I know Pay and Pack, which you don't even know what that is, but there's a Pay and Pack. It's a plumbing place. They stack up the pallets, give them away. Craigslist is the #1 place. Put a wanted ad under free items. Watch the free. Man, we used to pick up tons of building materials under the free. Just kind of a race to get there sometimes. So do your Craigslist and just go into different, where they're bringing stuff in on pallets. Go in and talk to them, man. A lot of times they keep a lot of, these pallets we're keeping, but these ones you can have, because they might be a little torn, but if some of them are falling apart, you're going to tear a bunch of them apart anyway. So that's one way. So get your pallets, start getting your pallets together, and then when you're on Craigslist and you're doing the, whether you're watching it or placing, make sure you watch the free stuff, and then place your own ads for wanted recycled or reclaimed building materials. So watch the free, tons of stuff on there, man. You can go get these, these piles. You can go out to the new construction sites. We used to burn the big piles back in the days because there was so much leftover scrap stuff. So go out and talk to a builder, and then see if you can get in this box, that's either getting. Sometimes they have the big dumpsters out there. See if you can pull stuff out of there. So there is going to be some footwork going out there and asking around for that kind of stuff.
Just be respectful.
Yeah, be respectful, man. Take, anything you can, chunks of plywood, 2x4 lengths, and, all the way up to, you'll need some blocking. The pallets, some of the pallets, you'll end up with a lot of the blocking, 2x4 blocking and stuff like that. So you want to try to get as many lengths and different stuff. And if we get a total supply of pallets, you get, like the, gung-ho on them, we can actually use pallets for your walls and do the same thing. So start putting that stuff together. I do have a nail gun. If you had to go buy a nail gun and air compressor, that obviously is going to put you over the $50, but you can hand drive it and screw it if you got that. So you'll have to decide whether you're going to use a nail gun. I'll obviously use a nail gun, a hand drive, and screws. So the money, your $50, is going to be invested in your fasteners, and that's pretty much the only thing. So you got to decide what you're going to want to use for your fasteners. Go to Home Depot and stuff, and look on Craigslist, because you can buy excess, and also your local auctions. You can find a lot of fasteners, and sometimes you can buy wood. Man, I've bought bundles of wood at the auction house in Boise for next to nothing. So let's start putting that stuff together, and then we'll work, the roofing. That's another, when you do Craigslist, I almost jumped off this too quick. When you do Craigslist, put a wanted ad for the metal roofing too. And something that I did, how I got a lot of the material for this cabin, is I was actually building the fences too, but I was going out on some of them, and I put an ad out that I would tear down and remove an old, like the dog-eared cedar fencing and stuff like that, that I would come out, tear it down, and remove it for free so that they could, put their new one up or whatever, and I would tear it down and haul it off for free. So put an ad out there for that, and put an ad out for tearing down an old garage or sheds or, anything like that. So, there's going to be some footwork and some, you can't count your hours in the $50 cabin. When I say the $50 cabin, I'm talking money out of your pocket, not manual labor. You will have to put some manual labor in to build this. But let's try to put that stuff together, and I'll do some updated videos as I start collecting, because I'm going to make a place out here and start collecting it, and we'll do it together, and then we'll build this a $50 cabin, and, we'll call it the $50 off-the-grid cabin. So there you go.